Greetings, everyone. I'm Wood Hamster.
I'm still here.
Yeah, Kaloum Dragoon, and he luckily wasn't here to witness the train wreck of the previous video.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, I probably would have just made things worse.
Yeah. All of that Lao Shan Lung killing got me this awesome longsword, which is the only reason to do it. So,
Nice purple armor.
yeah, actually, I'm gonna get some good use out of the Chameleos armor set, just because, the Chameleos armor set is perfect for killing, Kushala Daora. I think it's like, high-grade earplugs and, Dragon Wind Press resistance, so, the aura won't even affect me.
Actually, I'm just glad that you're not using another gun lance.
Well, I figured it's an Elder Dragon, and this is really the only proper choice to do with when you go up against Elder Dragons, using a high-powered dragon weapon. And this is probably one of the better choices if you're decent, or at least can figure out how to use longswords. So, this is going to be like a common theme where I'm just, gathering items here. Because, who doesn't like free bombs? And there's also like free max potions in one of the corners.
Probably could have made a joke about who doesn't like free bombs there, but it would maybe be a bit in bad taste.
Possibly, if I knew what the joke was.
It's probably best I don't mention it.
Possibly. But, the bombs will actually be pretty useful. If you bring some buddies along with this, and you all gather some supply barrel bombs, you can actually cheese this fight. If you're fighting this...
Just toss them off the battlements?
No. I'll mention it when it gets to that point. But yes, so we're fighting Rusty Kushala Daora, a subbreed. I guess this subbreed is a little bit better explained. Like, it's not really a subbreed. It's actually just a normal Kushala Daora, but it's rusty. And that's because it's just about to molt its armor. Because its scales is actually iron or steel or something like that. And as they age, they rust. So, that it's just a regular Kushala Daora, just it is high rank, so it is rusty. There's not really much to say about that, at least.
Looks like it's really, really interested in that corner of the wall.
Yeah, they tend to do that, and this is where the bombs come in. You note that it's just hovering there? Well, the thing is, if players had been up, as you can see, it's shooting up there, just in case players were standing up there. But for some reason in single player, it just... Even if you're standing down there, he will sometimes fly up, shoot some shots up there, and then just kind of hover for a while before slowly going down. He's doing it again. You can either use this time to sharpen your weapons and whatnot, or you can use things like bounce bombs or supply barrel bombs. If you can flinch him, he can fall to the ground too. So, but basically, if you're doing multiplayer, you got 4 players with you. You all picked up bombs. You can pretty much cheese him by that because he does it. He does it a lot.
Just drop a whole load of bombs up his ass.
Yeah. So while it's not gonna let you instantly win, you can do a huge chunk of damage to him right off the bat. And
I thought it would just be like tossing bombs off the battlements at him.
No. Once a bomb's placed in the ground, it's stationary until it blows up. But I can't recommend ever using the ballistas, even though you got the choice to use them. It's a little too risky because while you're on a ballista, you're stationary, and you're thinking, well, he can't get up to me unless he flies up to me, so that's not a problem. Well, you'd be wrong. I think it was like the first couple of takes of this fight I did, I died right off the bat in the beginning, just because I went for the ballistas. Then I learned, do not go for the ballistas. Basically, his shot will clip up the cliff and hit you. So, yeah. You're not...
Would it work more in multiplayer? Like if you've got three guys on the bottom fighting him while you're standing up there taking pot shots?
It's a viable tactic, but then you got to be very good at being ready to dodge when he's going. Because if you don't, he'll get a free hit on you. And for once, I'm competent and actually hit with a flash bomb gasp.
I know, I'm shocked.
Yeah, I didn't waste it, but don't worry, that won't keep up. So, the Rusty Kushalador can only be fought in this area. For high rank, there's only one area he goes to, so there will only be one video, and it won't be a kill video. So, if you're wondering about that,
I'm sure everyone's disappointed.
I'm sure. No, they're not.
Are you trying to poison him for once?
Well, I always poison them. It's just I was busy doing all these other things, and then I kind of forgot about the poison throwing knives until it's like I should probably just poison them to get the damage in.
I'm just unused to you poisoning something else for once.
Well, with the Elder Dragon fights, they usually give you like poison throwing knives so you can lower their auras. Which is kind of essential if you're fighting Kushalador and you've been lazy and don't have a armor set that can resist this wind press, then the fight is suddenly a lot harder. But since the reason why I kind of forgot about it is because, well, I got this neat, nifty armor and I don't have to worry about the aura. Normally, I would have to worry about the aura, and it would basically be a mad dash to do as much damage on his head as possible. And then after that, the poison's gone. Then it'd just be flash bombing him out of the air so he lands on the ground to stop his aura momentarily and get some more hits on his head until his head breaks. And then I'd do the fight normally. But here, I don't even have to worry about that. It's great.
Do you get anything for breaking his head?
You get some more drops. Like, I think it's, you can... the usual scales and shells. But you can also get a couple of other things like Kushalador Jewel, which is only high rank. Other than that, you know, just regular, an extra item.
Every little helps, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's the tail carves that have the highest chance for the Aura Jewel. I actually needed a few of them, because I made a special weapon for later. But this area is very simple to fight in. He just goes between two areas, back and forth. And that's all he does. And this is right here is the preferred area to fight him in my opinion. Just because you can cheese him with bombs if you have them. But between transitions to areas, and you know, like if you don't mess up like I do, but between the transitions between areas, you can easily just quickly all grab some more bombs if you need them, or supply items. Like they will give you free mega potions also, I believe, or else it's just the first aid medications. But yeah, this mission here is great just because it gives you so many free items. You don't even have to work for it. And the fact that you can, if you're lucky, you can get several max potions, so, you know, be greedy with drinking them. Or just...
Kind of reminds me of just before I came on, I was playing Dragon's Dogma. And it kind of reminds me of the area I was in there. Trying to take a fort with loads of goblins in it. And, you know, climbing up and down the battlements, and there's ballistas everywhere. I was like, hang on a minute. It was me like an hour ago. It was very weird.
Amazing that I've hit so much with the flash bombs, actually. I'm pretty sure I start missing with the flash bombs, you know, sooner or later.
This is good, because this is starting to scare me.
Yeah, competence for me. Well, what is this?
This is not what people tune in for.
No, they tune in for my scenic death tours like that. By the way, yeah, he will hurt you.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
My scenic death tours. We haven't had enough death lately. I think along the way this time I also picked up some extra items. Just because you might as well.
Not that they are.
Yeah, exactly. I don't recall if I got another max potion or not, or if I just went straight into the fight. I would have to either look at the live episode or just look at the raw video for that. And I don't think I'm about to stop the video and just say, oh, no, I have to see what I was doing. I have to.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I have a supply max potion. And bam. Lovely green health bar.
And full stamina.
Yeah, max potions are great. If a mission allows you to, if a mission allows you to get them, well, great. Or if you make them yourself, or get them from Kieran. But I would not farm Kieran to get them. I would just make them myself. Farm the materials. But yeah,
I think the only reason anyone ever fights Kieran is simply so they can get the female armor for it.
No, actually it has good elemental armor, if you're doing elemental damage. But that's about it. It's also got some really sickeningly gross, broken defenses on it. Like, I think it has no weaknesses, just like Kieran. And it has pretty decent defense, so if you're using an elemental weapon, Kieran armor is a no-brainer. But that being said,
Kieran armor, it's just going by the fan art, is just scarily popular.
Yeah.
I doubt it's for the elemental purposes.
No, I like. Ah, there we go. I missed.
Yay!
Finally. No, I would have used it for the elemental armor, and that's it. I don't really like the looks of the armor, just because I'm not into this whole fan servicey thing. And right on top of the head.
2 for 2. There we go. That's more like it.
But I broke his wings at least, and you can see like they're like the sort of metal color where I broke the wings.
Yeah, kind of chipped and cracked.
Yeah, showing the shining metal underneath. So I've broken off some rust. Oh yeah. But yeah, I actually do want to get to Dragon's Dogma, but that'll probably have to wait until I'm done with Monster Hunter. I mean, me having played Xenoblade, like, I have not done very much Hunter activity, especially here the last week. Just where I said, you know, I'll do a double update next week to make up for lost time. I really want to win Xenoblade. I'm just at the end, and then there's like a million other things I want to do because I want to fight all the super bosses. So I dragged out the game more than I should have, and like I'm tempted to go into the Xenoblade forum and just do a little doodle comic of basically Xenoblade in a nutshell, without any spoilers, where it's basically the character gets drowned in side quests, and then they go to the final boss, and the boss died of old age, basically.
Boredom.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of picking up Witcher 2 on sale a couple of weeks back.
I'm tempted to get Dark Souls over Steam, and then trying to get some friends in on it. Just because it looks like we'll be having some proper, you know, like multiplayer.
I'm hoping that it does actually have multiplayer.
It's not multiplayer, but from what I've seen, they revamped the multiplayer so you can invite people directly into your game or something like that.
I'm
Instead
hoping
of
so, because
Soulblind.
the 316 the PS3 version as well.
Hmm.
That was a really wasted opportunity.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was hoping that they would revamp the multiplayer for Dark Souls, but they didn't. And I'm guessing just because they're doing a PC release that they're revamping it just because it's not up to the standards of PC multiplayer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see how it works with a console, with the whole soul signs, and then you don't really need a friends list and all that.
Yeah.
But kind of PC does require you that you do matchmaking.
Yeah, the 360 version, well, the console version, I should say. I'm just saying 360 because that's what I played it on.
Yeah.
The console versions, you can get away with that sort of thing
Yeah.
because it's just easier. The infrastructure is in place for proper matchmaking, but on the whole, it's just easier to have.
It's,
you know,
and they can get away.
summon randoms and pubbies.
They can kind of get.
Whereas with the PC version, I mean, you remember the stink that happened when, what was it, Modern Warfare 2 came out?
Okay, what happened? I don't follow the modern shooter things, or just shooters in general.
It was one of the Modern Warfare Battlefield company of brothers who are also heroes type of thing. The PC and console ports had atrocious online multiplayer. There was no matchmaking whatsoever.
Okay.
You couldn't really invite people, something like that.
Mhm.
And it was just the way it was done. It was
Not being punished for making flash bombs.
the entire thing was just badly handled. It got to the point where people were, for the PC version, people were making their own matchmaking mods so that they could actually facilitate playing with their friends, because otherwise it was just whoever was available at the time.
I'm guessing they patched it in.
No idea.
You would think
I
a game like that would have proper, like, of all games, shooters, you'd think they'd have proper matchmaking.
Yes, it should be a given, but you know, whichever company it was in their infinite wisdom just said, no, we're not going to do it that way, we're going to do it completely half-assed.
Yeah, somehow I'm not surprised.
It was, you know, the console ports, people weren't too happy about it, but they coped because, well,
they don't really have a
you know,
choice.
yeah, I mean, unless you're playing with friends, you'll usually just go for personal experience. You'll just go, right, quick game, play whoever's available. But PC,
They have
gamers
clans
are
and stuff.
Yeah, they're more picky.
Well,
You know, they want to be able to play on the servers they want with
the people they want. Well, that's because you got your clans and your clan wars and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Whereas,
the competitive PC, the competitive shooter scene's always been more hardcore on the PC, basically.
oh yeah, definitely. Like
But yeah, the entire thing was badly managed. And people on the PC screamed blue murder about it, which is entirely understandable because it was just atrocious. But like I said, the console ports were just sort of like, well, this sucks, but what are you gonna do?
actually, like I've been going through while doing grinding in Xenoblade. I've been just having a lot of like videos and stuff in the background. Some of it was like some review videos from Bennett the Sage, and like I've noticed that he has a lot of like first and third person shooters and action game like reviews, and I've noticed that there's like a trend with a lot of console games, like even if they also have a PC port, but you know, he does the console version of it, and there's a surprising lot that just like we don't do proper matchmaking. In fact, you can only invite people from your friends list. Well, hot damn, good thing I don't have any people on my friends list. I guess I can't review that part of the game. That is absolutely terrible.
Haven't really noticed that as much, but then again, most of the games I play, you know, the people on my friends list don't. I mean, trying to get. I remember when I had. Oh God, what was it? It was a first-person shooter where you could dick about with time mechanics, where you could age things. And
Oh, yeah. I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, Niggurath did a Let's Play of it, which was how I found out about it in the first place. Yeah, absolutely fantastic game, but no one really bought it because they thought it was a subpar BioShock ripoff.
Yeah, that's kind of like the reaction I saw from it. I just ignored it because, you know, I'm not big in the
Singularity.
first
That's it.
There we go. Yeah.
Singularity. It's actually a really good game, but
Mhm.
you know, A, no one I knew had even heard of it,
Hmm.
and B, after about 3 months, the multiplayer on it was dead. So good luck trying to find anyone to play with.
Yeah, for me, again, like I said, it's just I really don't like. I generally don't like first and third person shooters, and that's like that compounds the fact. One of the reasons why, you know, like Mass Effect 3 pisses me off so much. Like, that Mass Effect 1 started out with being an RPG with third person shooter elements. And
then it got
like
reversed
every
as the
game,
series went on.
yeah, it became more of a shooter instead of an RPG as the series went on. And that just bugs the hell out of me.
Yeah, it was when they introduced cover as a much more important mechanic in thermal clips.
I
in the
didn't mind
second one.
that. I didn't mind that because it did add like some tactics to the game where there wasn't really any before.
I don't know, because I'd been playing a lot of Gears of War at the time when the second one came out.
I have not played Gears of War just because it didn't interest me.
And Gears of War pretty much made the the chest-high wall cover thing a genre by itself, you know?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And in the first game, cover was useful, but it wasn't important. Whereas in the second and third, cover was the be-all and end-all.
Yeah, you're glued to your little meat.
Yeah, you make friends with that wall and you never let it go. And yeah,
This is my wall. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Yeah, the second one really, yeah, it basically embraced the third person shooter mechanics more than the RPG side of things.
Well, like Mass Effect 2 was okay. What made Mass Effect 3 was that it's clear that they didn't really work as much on the game because, what was it? It was in development for a couple of years only. And if you look at all the models and textures, it's just like 90% of it is stuff from the first two games that they just made new maps with. And there are barely any dialogue. I mean, they've been trimming down the dialogue options more and more and more with every game. So, like, I want my RPG, but no.
Yeah,
like, I wasn't there.
I don't know if I agree about the dialogue options because, you know, there were still as many. It's just that it felt that they weren't as important because
Yeah.
you know, there's like 3 or 4 options and they all eventually led to the same thing.
Honestly, no. Actually, they. I was paying a lot of attention to this. Basically, they boiled it down to everything was good or bad, and all the little fluff information that you can get, unless it's like Rex you're talking to. They removed that as well. In fact, you can't. Once you're done talking to an NPC, if you skip the fluff options and decide, you know, I'll talk to him later. Usually, like just with your crew, you will not be able to talk to them. And like quests are gotten through. Oh, by the way, horrible clip for the camera there, but I scared him up.
Yeah, no one really cares. We're talking about Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But like the quests were also horribly handled. Like you just walk by some people and you listen to them talk, and if you listen to them talk, you'll get a side quest. You don't.
That was very annoying. Yeah.
You don't actually.
Picking up most of your,
You don't have.
picking up most of your side objectives just from wandering around and overhearing people was annoying.
Yeah.
Not to mention rude as hell because I hate it when people do that to me in real life.
Hey, I overheard you. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. And the thing where you pick up is just you do a little bit of. I don't even want to call it planet scanning anymore because it isn't that anymore. It is like solar system scanning now.
What, in the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's and it's just there's no consequence to it or anything. It's just
It's really more hit and run before all you hear is.
I think that was pretty good. I might have to edit that down a little bit, but yes.
That's it in a nutshell. You're running. You
And
press the
even
button a
if you
whole lot of
die,
times, and then you shit yourself when a big noise happens and you flee.
and even if you do get a game over, then they're like, oh, okay, I'll continue, and then it's like you start from when you just entered the system, and you're like, hey, I know where all this stuff is now.
Yeah, there's no consequence
No.
whatsoever.
Oh,
It's annoying.
in a nutshell, Mass Effect 3 is just shooter corridors. See you later.